Good morning, children. This is class 10th physics, chapter 12, electricity. Today's topic is topic number 3, Ohm's law. Let's see the learning objectives. Children, you will able to understand the relation between the potential difference V across the end of the conductor and the current I, right? The scientist who established the relation between V and I, he is George Simon Ohm. So he gave a law and we will be able to state the Ohm's law. Then here we are going to go through a new physical quantity and that is resistance. So children, we will be able to define resistance and state its SI unit, right? We will be able to define one unit of resistance and we are going to see an apparatus that is a rheostat, which is going to be used to change the resistance and we are going to see its circuit symbol. So let's start with the Ohm's law. So children, on the basis of experiments which were done by the scientist George Simon Ohm, he came to a relation. He established a relation between the current which is flowing in the conductor I, between current I and the electric potential difference, that is V. So he established a relation between current and voltage, right? Let's see what was the statement of Ohm's law. What statement did he give? Children, the statement for Ohm's law is the potential difference across the end of the given wire or across the end of a given conductor in any circuit, that is directly proportional to the current flowing in the conductor, to the current flowing in the wire. So the potential difference V across the ends of the wire is directly proportional to the current flowing in the wire, right? So V is proportional to I. As you increase V, the potential you're increasing, the current I in the circuit will increase, right? But children, here we have a condition. See, if you go to the last line, provided its temperature remains constant. So the temperature should be constant during your experiment, right, beta? So let's see the mathematical form for Ohm's law. So as we know from the statement of Ohm's law, potential difference is directly proportional to current, right? So this can be written as V is proportional to I. And we know when we remove the sign equal to sign, a constant will come. So R is the constant here. So R is the constant for the wire at a given temperature and it is known as, it has a name and its name is resistance. Its name is resistance. Okay, beta. So this is your Ohm's law. Now let's go towards the resistance. Children, literally in English language, the meaning of word resistance is to oppose, to obstruct, right? So in the circuit, whom it is going to obstruct, whom it is going to oppose. Obviously, in the circuit, the current is flowing, the charges are flowing. So the opposition to the flow of charge is the resistance. Who is going to oppose? The wire, the conductor through which they are flowing, right? So what is resistance? Resistance is the property of the conductor. It is the property of the wire to do what? To oppose. To whom? To oppose the flow of charge, to oppose the flow of current through it. And if from Ohm's law, that is V equals to IR, if you make R subject of formula, then I will go in division and you will have R equals to V by I, right? So resistance is the property of the conductor and to do what? To oppose the flow of charges, the flow of current through the conductor. So R equals to V by I. And the scientist Ohm, he gave his own name to the SI unit of resistance. That is, the SI unit of resistance is Ohm. OHM, it should be in small letters and the symbol for it is Ohm. right? This is the symbol for ohm. Now, children, we know resistance unit is ohm, right? Unit of resistance is ohm. Unit of voltage, potential difference is volt, right? And unit for current is ampere A. So if I want to define 1 ohm, the potential difference has to be 1 volt and the current flowing through the conductor has to be 1 ampere. So we can define 1 ohm easily as 1 ohm is the resistance of the circuit if 1 volt of current is flowing through the wire and 1 volt is the potential difference across the ends of the wire and 1 ampere is the current flowing through it, right, beta? So how we will start? We can start with the potential difference. If the potential difference across the two ends of a wire is 1 volt and the current flowing through the wire is 1 ampere, then the resistance of the wire, the resistance of the conductor is 1 ohm, right beta? So 1 ohm is 1 volt per 1 ampere. Okay, so 1 volt, if the potential difference across the end of the wire or conductor is 1 volt and the current flowing through the wire or conductor is 1 ampere, then the resistance of the conductor is said to be 1 ohm. Okay, beta. Now, children, in circuit, when you are going to add a resistor, add a resistance, then you need to draw its symbol. So, children, the symbol for resistance is this, right? How you are going to draw? Make a straight line like this and then you are going to draw the zigzag lines and then like this. So this is the symbol for resistance. Okay, beta. Now we are going to talk about a device which is known as rheostat. Rheostat. Children, this is the picture of a rheostat. So as you can see, rheostat, it consists of three terminals. This is your terminal number 1A, this is your terminal number 2B, and this is the terminal number 3 at which you are going to connect the wires, right? And here you can see the coil of wire, means here there are a number of turns of wire wounded on a cylindrical base, right? Now, here we are provided with a slider. So what is this slider going to do? If you look at the bottom of the slider that is over here, we are having a metal contact. This metal part is making contact with the coil of the wire. Right. So when you slide it, this is going to be slided. ये slide कर सकता है इसको, right? When you are sliding the sliding contact of the rheostat, what are you doing? You are increasing the length of the wire in the circuit. So as you know, as the length of the wire increases, the length is directly proportional to resistance. More is the length, more will be the resistance, right? So on increasing the length by the sliding contact of the coil of wire in the circuit, the resistance of the circuit can be increased, and on decreasing it, the resistance of the circuit can be decreased, right? So when we are going to do the practicals, we are going to use this rheostat. So rheostat, children, it is not going to change the voltage of the battery. The voltage, the potential will remain same. But what are we changing? We can change the resistance of the circuit. We can either increase or we can decrease the resistance of the circuit using a rheostat, which is also known as a variable resistance. Means we can change the resistance. Same as in the case of a fan regulator. You know, fan regulator in your house, it can increase or decrease the speed of the fan by increasing or decreasing the speed of the resistance, right? So similarly, here this rheostat or variable resistance is used to change the resistance of the circuit by keeping the voltage constant. It does not make any change on the voltage. Okay, children, just now we saw the picture of a rheostat or a variable resistance. Now, let's see what is a variable resistance or what is a rheostat. So, it is a device which is used to change the resistance of the circuit, right? But without changing the voltage source, without changing the voltage. And the symbol for variable resistance is just putting an arrow over the symbol of resistance, or you can use the second symbol, which is your this one. Okay, beta. So these are your electrical symbols for the rheostat. Either you put an arrow over the symbol of the resistance, it also represents the variable resistance. Okay, so let's move to the next point, and that is the experiment of Ohm's law, which we will be performing in our physics lab, right? So what is the aim of the experiment? Children, the aim of the experiment is we are going to verify the Ohm's law. We are going to check the Ohm's law, right? So in Ohm's law, the scientist Ohm, he gave us the relation between V and I. He told that the potential difference V is directly proportional to current. Means as you increase V, current will increase. So here in this experiment, we are going to find the relation between the potential difference V and the current I. So the aim, that is the objective of the Ohm's law, is clear: to find the relationship between the potential difference V and the current I, which is flowing in the circuit. Okay, let's go to the procedure. What method you are going to follow? So children, in this circuit, as you can see, AB is the resistance. AB is the resistance across which the voltmeter is connected. So voltmeter will give the reading of the volt, right? And here in the circuit in series, an ammeter is connected, which is going to give the reading of the current. So voltmeter is going to give the reading of potential difference across the AB, across the wire, across the resistance AB, and ammeter is going to give the current flowing in the circuit, right? And on this side, you can see there are number of cells. So we know the cells, it provides the potential, it is going to provide the voltage. Now suppose the cells which we are using in this experiment, they are each of 1.5 volt, right? Means one cell is of 1.5 volt. Okay, so let's start our experiment. 1.5 volt, right beta? One cell is of 1.5 volt. Now first step, what you are going to do, you are connecting the wire AB, right? You are connecting an ammeter and you are connecting one cell, that is one positive and one negative, as shown in the circuit. And you are connecting a potential difference, voltmeter across AB, right? So in your first part, you are having only one cell. So your number of cells connected, 1. So in the voltmeter, you saw the reading of the voltmeter as 1.5 volt because you had connected one cell and that cell is of 1.5 volt. So the reading of voltmeter is 1.5 volt. And you noted the reading of current in the ammeter and you saw the current reading to be 0.3 ampere. Right, beta? Now, we know from the Ohm's law, we know that V equals to IR, and if we make R subject of formula, V by I is R and value of R. Okay, so if we divide this V upon I, that is current, 1.5 volt upon 0.3 ampere, you are going to get 5 volt per ampere, that is 5 ohm. Okay, now second step. Now what we are going to do? We are going to connect two cells, right? So two cells means the total voltage, means now your circuit will be connected here. This will be your entire circuit, right beta? So how many cells are connected here, children? If you see, for the second step, two cells are connected. Each cell is of 1.5 volt. So 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3 volt. So number of cells connected, 2. And if you note down the reading of voltmeter, you will see it is showing 3 volt because two cells are connected and the voltage is 3 volt. And the reading of the current, you saw it in the ammeter and you noted it down, that is 0.6 ampere. If you divide V upon I, that is 3 volt per 0.6 ampere, you will get the answer as 5. Step number 3, increase one more cell. एक और cell add कर दें. So number of cells 3. Each cell is of 1.5. So 1.5 plus 1.5 plus 1.5. If you add 1.5 three times, you are going to get 4.5. This is the reading which is shown in the voltmeter. Then see the reading of ammeter. Ammeter is showing you 0.9 ampere. Divide 4.5 volt upon 0.9 ampere. You will get the answer as 5 ohm, because volt upon ampere, we know it is ohm. Step number 4, increase one more cell. So how many cells? 4. Each cell is of 1.5. So if you add 1.5 4 times, your answer will be 6. And this is the reading of your voltmeter. In reading in voltmeter, it is showing 6 volt. Then let's see the reading of ammeter. In the ammeter, it showed you 1.5 ampere. Now let's divide 6 volt by 1.2 ampere. Your answer is 5 ohm, right? So if you see the last column of the table, that is the ratio of V upon I is constant. The ratio of V upon I is constant. So that is what we have proved. Now children, if we plot the graph of V versus I, here is potential difference V, here is current I. This is your V and this is current I. So at here we are taking the scale on x-axis as 1 centimeter is 0.3 ampere, 2 centimeter 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5, 1.8 and so on. And on y-axis we are taking the voltage of one cell, that is 1.5, 2 cell ka 3, 4.5, 6. So 1.5 volt, right? Now when the potential difference is 0.5, the current is 0.3. So potential difference 0.5, current is 0.3. So your point is here. Okay. Yes. So let me draw it with another color. That is this. Okay. Chalo. So when voltage is 1.5, current is 1.3. So point is here. Then when voltage is 3, the current is 6. So the point is here. When voltage is 4.5, the current is 0.9. 4.5, the current is 9. Plot a graph like this. When voltage is 6, the current is 1.2. 6, the current is 1.2. So these are your graph points. What you will do? You are going to join them and you are going to draw a line. So the graph of V versus I is a straight line. Straight line, right? It shows that the ratio of V and I is constant. As you can see, V upon I values are same. That is, the constant is 5. Okay. Moreover, in your class 9th, you have learned a term and that is slope. Slope, you know, slope is change in y coordinate upon change in x coordinate. But on y axis, you are having voltage. So change in V upon x axis, you're having current. V upon I, you know, R. So the slope of V upon I gives you the value of resistance. So children, if you find the slope of this graph, you will get the answer to be 5 ohm. Okay, so any point you take, you will get the answer as same. So this shows that the ratio of V and I, it remains constant. That is, V upon I is constant, and we know V upon I is R. R is the resistance of the wire of the conductor. Okay, so children, here to just confuse you, one change your board makes, that is, instead of plotting, what do they do? Let me tell you that on y-axis they plot current and on x-axis they plot voltage, and then they give you a line like this, and then they ask you what will be the slope of this line give you. So this line slope, we know the slope formula is change in y upon change in x. On y you are having current and on x you are having voltage for this graph, right? So this is not V upon I. If it is V upon I, it is R. This is I by V. So it is 1 upon R. So when current is on y-axis and voltage is on x-axis, the slope of the graph will give you the value of 1 over R. Okay. So this is it. So with this activity, with this practical, we have verified the Ohm's law. That is, as you are increasing the voltage, the value of current also increase, as you can see over here. As we are increasing the number of cells, see 1.5, we increase it to 3. 3 say we have increased to 4.5. From 4.5, we have increased it to 6. So as we are increasing the value of V, the value of current is also going on increasing. So voltage is directly proportional to current. Okay, and the V upon I is a constant. Okay, children, this is it. With this, we will end our class here. Bye bye. Take care.